Hi, my name's Liz, and I'm just going to do a little short video about recently doing the Thrive program, actually about 8 months ago now, so not all that recent. And I just want to talk to you very quickly about how my life was before I went through Thrive. So for 40 years I suffered from emetophobia, quite severely, I would add. I remember having my first panic attack about the age of 7, and I can say that I was never relaxed in all those years. I was stressed all the time, had a huge amount of avoidance behaviours. I would just panic all the time, and if I got stressed it would get worse. I also suffered greatly from anxiety, self-hatred was a really big thing for me. I was so ashamed that I couldn't get over what was going on. And I just couldn't get my shit together and live life like a normal person. So I was always beating myself up all the time because I just couldn't make things work. I suffered from depression on and off for most of my life, and quite severely. It affected my life a great deal. I went through violent and abusive relationships. I've been a single parent and lived on the breadline for many of those years. Really struggled with life. Felt like I was treading water. Tried a bunch of things and I just didn't know what to do. I just didn't want to wake up in the morning. I just went through some very dark times in my life, and I kept most of it hidden because I just was too ashamed that people would know and what they might think of me, because I just had no faith in myself. Every time I tried anything I felt like I failed. I just couldn't get it together, and I got to the point at Christmas where I have a wonderful partner in my life now. I just got one of the best jobs I've ever had. My family were good, my son was good. I'd moved to a place that I really enjoy living, and by all accounts I should have been skipping around in life going, yeah, I've cracked it, my life is great, I'm a box of fluffies. And no, I was depressed, I was anxious, my phobia was kicking in all the time, and no matter what I changed outside of my life, no matter what job I had, what relationship I was in, where I was living, going to the gym, try a new diet, get your hair done, go for a holiday, nothing made any difference. Nothing made any impact long term on the way I felt about myself and viewed my life. It's a little bit like wearing a huge heavy suit of armour, all the stuff you're carrying around all the time, and no matter where you go, what you do, you've got this huge big suit of armour on and you're lugging it around, and it's just arduous and hard. You go to bed with it at night, you wake up with it. You can't get away from yourself. You can't get away from what's going on in here, and the feeling of just being out of control, being afraid of what would happen to me in my life, because I just couldn't cope. I couldn't cope with anything. So I got to Christmas, like I said, and I found a testimonial on YouTube of someone who'd done the program, and it piqued my interest, I have to say. After going to counsellors and various things, and I was a bit sceptical about something working, but I watched the video and I found a few more, and I watched them, and I found a few videos of Rob, who wrote the book, and I went, this makes perfect sense to me. I'm going to get the book. So I got the book, and because I live so far away from anywhere, it took 2 weeks to arrive, and so I watched the testimonial videos over and over and over, and they just kept my spirits up, and they kept me in that place of real hope before the book arrived. When I got the book, I was so pleasantly surprised. I worked through it on my own at home, and I noticed a difference within the first few days. The more I read it and the more I understood about myself, and the more keys and tools I began to get about how to change those things that were actually not working for me but making me pretty darn miserable. So I worked on my self-esteem, which is one of the things in the book, and my self-esteem was almost non-existent. So that was a real big challenge for me, and I have to say that 8 months on, I have the best relationship I've ever had with myself in my life. I cannot remember feeling this good about myself, and there's none of this self-talk all the time when I make a mistake or I don't get something right, or I don't say to myself, oh, you stupid cow, you've done it again, see, you just can't make anything work. There's none of that self-talk anymore. There's an encouragement that I have for myself, and you can do this, and I've become my best coach. I talk to myself in the car and tell myself how well I'm doing and how good I'm doing, and it's really, really good. I'm probably 90% over my emetophobia. Only a few little blips now and again. Man, it's good to have that thing gone. So good to have that gone. That just took so much of my energy, so much of my time. I actually have more physical energy now. I actually feel better in myself health-wise because I'm not stressed all the time, not anxious all the time. I'm not putting my body through all that every day. I haven't suffered from depression for at least 6 months. That is the longest stretch of my life. And not just not suffered from it, not thought about it. Not gone, oh, I just feel a bit crap today, or I just feel a bit shit today. I'm able to actually really manage when I do start having thoughts like that. And I still have my down days, my, hard day at work, and I just feel a bit off. But it doesn't last. It doesn't last. I'm able to really kick it in the bum before it becomes a problem for me. I'm able to calm myself down now if, I am faced with a situation that normally would have caused me stress. I'm able to just go away and say to myself, okay, you know what to do. You know how this works. You've done this before, and the more I find that I do the exercises and the more I work on stuff, the better I get. And each month goes by, I'm just a better version of me than I was the month before. I just couldn't have imagined that I could have this quality of life for myself. I had really given up, and I just want to tell you that this book isn't a scam. It's not something that I looked up different books on the internet and they just led me nowhere, sent me to website after website with lots of funny ideas and things that just didn't work. This works, and there has been a lot of time invested by Rob, who wrote the book, a lot of research and a lot of stuff that backs up why this works. So if you're like me and you've just got a really shitty outlook on life and things aren't working for you and you're sick of being stressed and feeling out of control and you want your life back, get the book. It's the best investment I've ever made, and it's just awesome. It's just awesome. I can't really give it its dues. But of course, you get to be the awesome one because you get to do the work. He just gives you the tools in the book and gives you the understanding, and off you go. And so I just really encourage you. You just got nothing to lose. Just get out there and do it. Life's too short to be miserable. It really is. And thanks for listening to my story, and good luck on your journey.